morning student, myself Manoj Chotia from Raghunath Vidyalaya. Today we are starting a new unit, plant physiology. Till now we studied about the morphology of angiospermic plant and anatomy of angiospermic plant. Now we are starting physiology of angiospermic plant. Physiology means how the internal organ works, how the organs are works, just like digestion, respiration are included in the physiology. So first of all we starting from the chapter transport in plant. Transport in plant, the name of chapter. During plant's life cycle, the amount of water are continuously absorbed by roots from soil and moved through the plant. Means water is moved through the plant and it reaches to leaf, because leaf is the main component which can utilize this water. Water is essential for all the physiological activities of plant, or we can say water is essential for all the physiological activity of living being. Water acts as excellent solvent. Water acts as excellent solvent because whenever we see the solution means solvent plus solute. Whenever any thing is dissolved in solvent, then solution is become. So water is called universal solvent because many of things are dissolved in the water. Water is most important constituent of plants. They vary composition of plants attest this. Most herbaceous plants being make up to 70 to 85% water, and even woody parts of plants constitute as much as 50% of water. Moreover, plants growing in soil constantly losing large quantity of water by transpiration. And what is transpiration? Transpiration means loss of water in the form of vapor. Whenever plant lose their water, then after plant can absorb water from soil. So without the constant supply of water, the plant could not carry any of its physiological activities such as photosynthesis, respiration and growth. During photosynthesis, water acts as source of oxygen. Our small distance substances move by diffusion and by cytoplasmic streaming, further helped by active distance take place through xylem and phloem. Means first of all there are two reactions. First is absorption and second is transportation. Absorption means we see the structure of root, internal structure of root and external structure in morphology and anatomy. There are a unicellular root hair present on the root. They can absorb water, means from outer environment they transported water through the xylem of root. This is called absorption. क्या होता है, बाहर environment में soil particles में क्या है, water है, और उस water को root के xylem तक पहुंचाना, towards xylem of root is called absorption. And then after from xylem of root, this water is transported to xylem of leaf throughout stem. That is called transportation. So the direction of water absorption or water transportation is unidirectional from root to leaf. But and leaf do photosynthesis or making their food of plants, and that food can be transported in the many direction, or all of the plant part need food for the energy. So this food making by leaf and transported throughout the plant or whole part of the plant, which is carried by phloem, and water is carried by xylem. Plant cell are made up of cell wall and protoplasm membrane, and protoplasm together constitute of protoplast. Protoplasm consists of nucleus and cytoplasm. Both represent the living contents of cell. Their components can be identified with the cell, means vacuole, protoplasm and cell wall. All the three components are participant by in this process, and by plasma membrane. The membrane of vacuole is called tonoplast, and membrane of cell is called cell membrane or plasma membrane, or we can say tonoplast separated vacuole and protoplasm, and plasma lemma separate protoplasm and cell wall. Plasma membrane mostly called selectively permeable. So plasma membrane is a permeable or selective permeability. So first of all, we here discuss permeability. What is permeability? Permeability is the degree of diffusion of gases, liquid and dissolved substances through a membrane. Permeability is a degree of diffusion of gases, liquid and dissolved substances through membrane. The diffusion of water and solutes. The diffusion of water means water is a solvent in a solution, and solute means what can dissolve in that water, solute. So the diffusion of water and solute into plant cell from the environment is generally modified by membrane enclosing the protoplasm. The membrane are of following three types. First of all, permeable. Second, impermeable, and third, selective permeable. First of all, permeable. Whenever both the solute and solvent molecule pass through the membrane, then it is called permeable. Means permeable membrane allow free movement of water and solute into interior and exterior of the cell, that is cell wall. Cell wall is a permeable, or we can give the example of permeable membrane is cell wall, because cell wall pass through water and solute in their environment. Second, impermeable. Impermeable means neither water and nor solute molecules are passed through the membrane. Means such membrane prevent diffusion of water and solutes into the protoplasm of cell. Submerized walls of cork cell, or we can say example of impermeable is cuticle. Cuticle is made up of cutin and it is impermeable, means they can prevent also water and solute to pass through in inner environment and external environment. And third is selective permeable, and first of all it is called semi permeable because the water is passed through by this membrane but solute cannot be passed. But after some time scientists studied that the some solute are, or the parts of solute are also passed through this membrane, so it is called semi permeable or selective permeable. Example cell membrane or plasma membrane is the example of selective or semi permeable. Means such membrane are alive and selective in the action. Such membrane allows solvent on one side to move freely but at the same time resist the movement of solutes. Due to their selective nature, such membrane also called as differentially permeable or selective permeable. Fish and animal bladder, egg membrane, plasma membrane of cell wall are called semi permeable membrane. Now in this chapter in transportation of plant, there are some activities that we will study. Means of transport. Some activities are doing by the plants: diffusion, osmosis, plasmolysis, wilting, imbibition, water potential are the means of transport. We will study these activities in detail in tomorrow. Today I will telling you only the definition of these means. First of all, diffusion, the movement of the molecules of gas, liquid and solutes from region of higher concentration to their lower concentration is called diffusion. The movement of molecules of gases, liquid and solute, or we can say solid, from the region of higher concentration to their lower concentration is called diffusion. Osmosis is just adverse of diffusion, but there is presence of a semi-permeable membrane means. And second thing, this diffusion activity is happens in all the medium means solid, liquid and gases, but the osmosis activity is only performed only in liquid form means the movement of molecule of liquid from their higher concentration to lower concentration, or we can say from their lower concentration to higher concentration with the help of with the help of semi-permeable membrane, or we can say the water means if we talk about the solvent, then solvent is moved from its higher concentration to lower concentration, but solute is moved from its lower concentration to higher concentration through semi-permeable membrane. And now you can understand what is the concentration. Concentration means the volume of solvent in any solution means look at two examples. There are two examples. First beaker A and second beaker A, and the same amount of water is present in these beaker, but whenever we dissolve some amount of sugar means in A we dissolve 5 gram sugar and in beaker B we dissolve 10 gram of sugar, then the concentration of beaker B is higher than beaker A. So the concentration is the amount of solvent present in a solution. So whenever the solvent move, then we can say from its lower concentration to higher concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. And when we talk about the water or solvent, then they move from their higher concentration to their lower concentration. Then plasmolysis, whenever a cell is put in a hypertonic solution, then by the exo-osmosis whole amount of water comes out, and the membrane of plasma membrane or cell membrane is constricted, then it is called plasmolysis. And whenever we put this cell into a hypotonic solution, then this cell membrane comes in their pre-existing stage. If the cell membrane cannot come to their pre-existing stage, that is called wilting. And next, imbibition. Imbibition is a physical process. Whenever any physical substances absorb the water vapor, then it is called imbibition. इसको आप इस एग्जांपल से समझ सकते हैं कि अपने घरों में जो बने हुए खिड़की दरवाजे लकड़ी से बने हुए, वो बरसात के दिनों में क्या करते हैं, फूल जाते हैं वाटर एब्जॉर्ब करके. तो सो दैट इज कॉल्ड imbibition. And last is water potential. Water potential means any molecule or any substance has their free energy, and water has also its free energy, that is called water potential. In detail, from tomorrow we will study all these activities in detail. Till then, thank you.